So, in this video we're going to be talking about fret end dressing. So, if you didn't know this, most cheaper guitars have problem with both fret buzz and that kind of stuff, but also sharp fret ends, and that could cause injuries on your hand right here. I got some small injuries from my Telecaster right here. I'm gonna show you in a minute, but I mean in a second, yeah. So what you could use to dress your fret ends is various tools. I'm using those small files here. They come in different shapes and different, all different types of files in those kits, but I usually use only one or perhaps two for fret end dressing. So let's go ahead and take a closer look on what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about here is the sharpness of the fret ends. I already filed off the real fret ends, so it's not sharp anymore, but the edges are a little bit sharp. So I got a sharp fret end right here. Well, they are all over the place, but just to show you, always use tape when doing this, because you don't want to screw up your fretboard. Normally you take the strings off, but in this case I didn't. Usually I do like that, and I put the tape on there, just really good like that. And I take another one and I do exactly the same. Something just in the corner right there. So that you protect the fretboard a little bit. Then I take my very flat small file here, and basically what I do here is, this is all about, filing away the sharpness on the edges here on each corner. So you could basically, you want that round little edge over there. In this case it's already pretty round here on top of the fret, so I just need to do the corners here. So I take my file, I always put my finger here, so as a protection. Always make sure also that the file isn't gripping on the edges, because that could be not very good. So what I do, I put it in an angle like this. I don't know how well you can see this, but I always do small edges, small rips like that, just to flatten the corner out a little bit. It's just a tiny little bit that is actually needed here. Always make sure you make the right angle here also, and do the other side, and you have a little angle just like this. It's all about just smoothing out the little edge here. You don't need to make, you don't need to file very much here, just a little tiny little bit. So I think I'm pretty good to go right there. I just smoothen it out a little bit right there, so it's not sharp anymore. I don't know how well you can see this, but I need some focus here. There we go. So as you can see, I just took off a little tiny bit here of the fret end right there. So this is actually what it's all about. Smoothen out the little edge there, and it's not sharp anymore, so let's move to the next one. Always use masking tape when doing this. It's very easy to scratch up your fretboard or something like that, so be very careful when doing this. This one is actually very sharp. You always want to put your file in a certain angle so that you smoothen out just like this. And don't file too much, because that will be not good. These take quite some time. For doing this on a whole, all the frets, it takes several hours. So I think I'm pretty good to go there. I think I'm pretty good to go there. So let's move on to the next one. If you have very, very sharp fret ends, you would need to do it, to file much more than I do. Usually they are very sharp just on the ends here, closest to the fretboard on each side, so that's where I need to concentrate on my filing right there. Oh, I think I'm pretty good to go there. It's not sharp anymore. So I think you get my idea here, what fret and dressing is all about. I'm gonna do one more here. And remember now, normally you would take the strings off the guitar, but I already did the other side, so I thought I'll leave the string on there. And this is pretty bad. I almost cut myself on this one, so try to come as close as possible to the fretboard without doing any scratches. I use my finger here as a support for the file. The other side. There we go. That's pretty good. Could also take off some material like this very carefully. So it's not sharp anymore. That's perfect. So this is basically how you do it, and you do all the frets. This feels great now, not sharp anymore. That's the whole idea with this process. So there is, as I said, different types of files. Another file that I'm using a lot is the 3-angle file right here. So you want to make sure that you file off the corners here, so you don't scratch up your fretboard, because that would not be good. And the process is pretty much the same. You use the same technique here. I put my finger as a support and I carefully smoothen the edge out here. I use it in a certain angle and I kinda, you know, twisting it a little bit as I go along. So something just like this. So that is also very useful. So this is basically the way you do it, and you can do this as much as you want, but don't file too far up on the fret here, because the string needs some space here. So just do the very fret ends just a little bit around all the corner here. So that will erase the sharpness of the fret end. So there you go. That's the way I do my fret end dressing. So if you want to try this, go ahead and try it, and remember to always use tape when doing this, because it's very easy to slip and scratch up your fretboard. So, and this needs practice. I suggest you practice a lot before you actually do, before you actually do something on your main guitar or something like that. So there you go. I hope this video was helpful for you, and see you next time. Bye.